Morning, my name's Anne-Marie Winterburn. I'm a driving instructor and a driving instructor trainer. I help people to pass theory tests and driving tests, and I help people to be more confident about those tests as well. Today I'm going to talk about documents and document questions or answers that you need to know to answer theory questions correctly. So first of all, there is something called a vehicle registration document. This is what you get when you go and buy a new car. You get this document and it's called the vehicle registration document. And it's got on it the name and the address of the registered keeper, the date that the vehicle was first registered, and information about the vehicle. So if anything changes, you need to inform the DVLA. So you let the DVLA know if you change your vehicle, because somebody else will have that vehicle registration certificate. You let the DVLA know if you change your name, if you change your address, or if your health changes or your eyesight doesn't meet the required standard for driving on the roads anymore. So that's the vehicle registration certificate. And the person responsible for that is the registered keeper. Then you've got car insurance, and there's 3 levels of car insurance that you need to know about to answer theory tests and questions correctly. So the legal minimum insurance, so not the best one, it's the minimum one. This is called third party. And third party covers the other people. So it covers damage to the other vehicle, damage to someone else's property, or injury to another person. So it doesn't cover you at all, it covers other people. Legal minimum is third party. And then you've got the third party fire and theft. So third party fire and theft covers the same as third party plus damage to your vehicle through fire or theft. And then the best type of insurance is called comprehensive, and that covers you and the other person. It covers everything. So it, apart from covering the other person's and property for injury and damage, it also covers damage to your vehicle. Remember, it's illegal to drive without valid insurance, and the maximum fine for driving without insurance is unlimited. The other thing you need to know about car insurance is when you get insurance, it may have something called an excess. So let's just say that your insurance policy has a £500 excess. What that means is if you have to make an insurance claim, you will pay the first £500. So if you are claiming for £1,000, you'll only get £500 because you'll pay the first £500. That's what the vehicle excess means. Insurance excess means you will pay the first £500 or whatever, however much that excess is. The next thing you want to know about is MOT. MOT is a certificate to say that your car is roadworthy, that all the parts are working properly. The certificate lasts for 1 year, so you need to renew your MOT every year. But if you buy a brand new car, obviously everything is working properly, and they trust that everything's working properly for the first 3 years, so you don't need to get MOT for a brand new car until it's 3 years old, and then you need to get it done every year. It's illegal to drive without a valid MOT certificate. The only time you can drive without MOT is when you're going to get your MOT done. But it has to be an appointment. You can't say, well, I was going to make an appointment when I got there. You have to have already had an appointment, and then you're just driving to that appointment. If you do drive without an MOT certificate, your insurance is not valid. Okay, next thing you need to know about is road tax. If you're driving your car on the road, you need to pay road tax. Before you can pay road tax, you need to have insurance and an MOT, the two things I've already talked about. If you're not driving your car on the road and you're going to keep it off the road, so you're going to keep it on your driveway, for example, you need to declare SORN, which is Statutory Off-Road Notification. And this is a notification to tell the DVLA that you're not going to drive on the road. And SORN is valid until you do tax your vehicle, because you are going to be using it on the road, or you sell your vehicle or you scrap your vehicle. So it's valid until the car is taxed, sold or scrapped. Excuse my dog's barking in the background. Okay, so let's have a look at a couple of typical theory test questions. So a theory test question is, what circumstances require you to notify the DVLA? And the four possible answers are: when your health affects your driving, when you have to work abroad, when you lend your vehicle to someone, or when your vehicle needs an MOT certificate. Any ideas about that? What would require you to notify the DVLA? Would it be when your health affects your driving, when you have to work abroad, when you lend your vehicle to someone, or when your vehicle needs an MOT? Any ideas? So the answer to this question is A, when your health affects your driving. Do you remember I said that you need to notify the DVLA if you change your name, you change your address, your health changes, or your eyesight doesn't meet the required standard anymore, or you change your vehicle. So the answer to that one is when your health affects your driving, you need to notify the DVLA. So we've got another question. What does it mean if your insurance policy has an excess of £500? Is it A, the insurance company will pay the first £500? Is it B, you'll be paid £500 if you don't claim within 1 year? Is it C, your vehicle is insured for a value of £500 if it's stolen? Or is it D, you'll have to pay the first £500 of the cost of any claim? Any answers? Any ideas here? Is it A, B, C or D? What does it mean if your insurance policy has an excess of £500? Remember what I said about an excess? It means that you have to pay the first £500 of any claim. So the answer to that question is it's D. You'll have to pay the first £500 of any claim.